Hello there guys, and welcome to the Bezier channel, where today we're going to discuss 10 interesting facts that you might have not known about Emperor Palpatine. For one, he hated using lightsabers. He considered them as a Jedi weapon and felt his skills in the dark side for sorcery were beyond the use of lightsabers. However, he chose to use them only to mock the Jedi, showing his mastery of the blade and basically to show off in front of his enemies. Despite the fact he hated using them, he always had at least one with him at all times. Next is that he completely retired from public life after becoming emperor and living in his palace. He started dabbling in force sorcery, continuing his master's work of trying to discover immortality. His right-hand man, Mas Amida, was in charge of organizing sky limos to fly around Coruscant to maintain the appearance that the emperor still moved around in public. We all know that Palpatine wanted to conquer, but in the end he hated the idea of actually running the galaxy and was seen to be bored a lot once he had no more plotting and scheming to do to achieve total power. He often would imagine that his old master would laugh at him once he saw his former apprentice's state of constant boredom now that he had total control over everything. Next, he spent decades studying the most arcane Jedi disciplines. He had mastered all the known powers, even previously unknown powers, and devised new ones at his pleasure. We all are a bit aware of this, but he was a big sadist. He loved to torture his enemies, often by unconventional means, and he loved to see people suffer. Remember when he approaches the injured Darth Vader in Revenge of the Sith and then proceeded to put his hand on his forehead? Well, that was a form of force heal using Sith magic. It is actually speculated that he used midichlorian manipulation on that moment. This was mainly because he did not want to spend years searching for another apprentice, knowing full well that he would be only half as powerful as Vader was at that time. A redeemed Vader meant the death of Emperor Palpatine. Well, did you know that his death created a Force Nexus? A Force Nexus is basically when the light side of the Force or the dark side of the Force converges at one point. When the Emperor died, a dark side Force Nexus formed just above Endor, where the Death Star was located. He revealed himself to Mas Amida as a Sith Lord long before anyone else knew. He knew that Amida valued order overall, and Palpatine managed to convince Amida that the old Republic was flawed and needed to be unhinged. Mas Amida then swore his eternal loyalty to Palpatine and became his right-hand man and was directly involved in all of Palpatine's machinations from that point on. Palpatine then rewarded his loyalty by making him one of the Viziers of the Empire. Just to make it clearer, his position was higher than Tarkin and Vader, and it was second only to the Emperor himself within the government. Palpatine loved and collected ancient artifacts. This is mostly true about Sith artifacts. During the Clone Wars, part of his collection was stored in the Grand Republic Medical Facility, though some items like the Sith Chalice were located in the office Sidious used as Supreme Chancellor Sheev Palpatine for obvious reasons. After he became the Emperor, most of his artifacts were moved into the Imperial Palace. Years later, after the Battle of Endor, he resurrected and came back as a clone. During one instance in Legends, the resurrected Emperor used his dark side power to create a powerful force storm. With this, he swept Luke Skywalker to Bezier. There, he revealed himself to Luke for the first time and went on to show him the power of the dark side. This left Luke Skywalker shocked and thinking that he faced an immortal foe. With this, Skywalker did the unthinkable. In order to defeat the dark side from within, he knelt before Sidious and submitted himself as the Emperor's new Sith apprentice. With this, we end the 10 interesting facts about Palpatine, but if you want me to continue this series even further, then feel free to let me know down in the comments of who would you like me to cover next. Alright Star Wars fans, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you liked it, feel free to leave a thumbs up down below and subscribe if you haven't already, and don't miss out on any of my future videos that I will post on this channel. Have a fun day my friends, and in closing, don't forget, may the Force be with you always.